Hello. It is April 1st, 2026. It is time for a geopolitics thought of the day. Today, I'm thinking about immigration. Our ability to discuss immigration has become so poisoned over the past decade or so that it's really unbelievable to me that people can even be so stupid that they would think that some of the arguments that I see on the media, on the news, coming from government officials are even a little bit legitimate. Um, I'm quite sad that even people who support immigration are phrasing their support for immigration in terms that are fundamentally legalistic. Oh, immigrants have these rights. Immigrants have the right to request asylum, or are, in terms of rhetoric, what we call like appeals to ethos. Oh, we as Americans welcome immigrants. All of these are very strong arguments for immigration. I want to be very clear. These are all very strong arguments, but they are missing the fundamental reason to support immigration, which is that it is good for the society which is receiving immigrants. Um, Immigration is the balm to many economic issues. It is the solution to a lot of like small towns that are being hollowed out, growing urban areas. These places need immigrants. They are looking for population. Immigrants are economic activity. And look, yes, immigrants are treated worse than American citizens. That is the problem that we need to solve. Like the problem here is not that immigrants exist. There's no intrinsic legal reality that immigrants are always going to be treated worse than American citizens. Uh, uh, that is a legal decision that has been made by people who simply want to abuse people. But we can change that law, or we could have the discussion about changing that. We could make that a key policy proposal. And I don't mean to say like, oh, is this a realistic? This is the economically correct, morally correct thing to do. And if the majority of people are not willing to endorse the economically and morally correct thing to do, if the majority of people are willing to cut off their nose to spite their face, how can you have a society? How can you have a society that doesn't listen to reason? And I'm sure that if this gets big enough, there will be people in the comments who are, oh, it's an invasion. Oh, they're military age males. Oh, the blah blah blah, pulling off all of these garbage white nationalist narratives, all this garbage shit that they just gets funneled in to the into their ears from Fox News and conservative media. When people are so uncritical, so mentally deficient that they and I mean deficient in the sense of unable to, maybe mentally deficient is the wrong term. They're morally deficient. They're unwilling to do the mental work of sorting through their own opinions to see if the things that they believe are true or not. And they would rather just, and by they I mean conservatives. I mean people who are skeptical about immigration. They're unwilling to look through history, to look through the evidence, to look at the actual claims that they themselves are repeating to see if they're true. They are so, they are so willfully stupid, and the reason they repeat these ridiculous claims over and over again is because they believe that if they can make you accept something which is willfully stupid, right? Then you'll have to stop looking down on them. You'll have to stop sneering at them, um, because they're afraid that they're too stupid to actually communicate usefully, and they are. Um, and they want to create a social pressure to allow themselves to continue to treat the world, to be stupid. They don't want to face up to the pressure, to have a desire for truth, a desire for reality. And this is quite sad. I mean, these are impressionable people who have been raised in a culture that we have in the United States, which is celebrates idiocy. But it's also a place for moral consideration for those of us who are better than them. To consider, why do we support immigration? It's not just because we're bleeding heart. Uh, you know, oh, maybe the immigrants are bringing down property value. Maybe they're damaging the economy, but I support, doing this because I have some moral cause. Like, that's fine, but it's not the truth. The truth is that you support immigration because it's good for the economy. You support immigration because it's good for the country. You support immigration because if people are choosing to move, it's good for them. Everybody wins. It's a clear case of everybody winning. And it would be the solution to a great many problems that countries that have declining birth rates see. And the only real problem that I have with immigration is that it could result in like a brain drain in some countries where people are immigrating from. But then they have remittances that money is sent back in other ways. Skilled people will like to go home. They have families, and so like building those ties is valuable. So I cannot stress enough how valuable immigration is to an economy, and how many of our day-to-day problems would be solved if we were more willing to support immigration. And I guess my takeaway here is like, don't go out and say like, oh, I see these, which I agree with. No one is illegal. No, it doesn't matter if they're legal or not. Like, we support immigration. It's not that it's not that we are, it's not that I'm against like, it's not that I'm putting my moral values ahead of my economic incentives here. They're coterminous. They're happily adjacent. Um, and I have no problem endorsing this position. So that is your thought for the day for April 1st, 2026. I know people are. I hope people don't think this is April Fools or something, because like this is my genuine belief, and this is the policy that I would like to see. Um, have a good one. Stay safe out there.